Hi, everyone. So I want to start by offering some thanks to people for what, for me, has been a terrific experience here over the last 3 days. First of all, to Lynn Gidluck. Somebody already said thanks to her, but really she did a huge amount of the work here. It's a big job putting on a conference like this, and she did a great job. She also, and I think this kind of thing is really important, she's also been very, very kind to those of us from outside of the city. Thanks also to Taya Triffle, who has been working with Lynn, and who Lynn tells me has been totally fabulous over the course of the summer and working on this conference. I've been involved for many years in organizing gatherings, and I know that always there are a whole bunch of people behind the scenes whose names we don't know, but who did much of the necessary work. So whoever those numbers of people are, a big thank you to you as well. And of course there are also community organizations and funders. And happily, they are listed at the back of the little leaflet that you have. So I won't go through the names of all of those. But thanks to all of those people and organizations, and to the Community Research Unit here at the University of Regina that pulled all of this together. So I attended many of the workshops, and I think I've learned a lot. Many good questions were asked during those workshops. There obviously is some really interesting work being done here in Regina, Saskatoon, various other places, work that is creative, work that is participatory, that engages the community in genuine kinds of ways. We heard over and over again, as should be the case, terms like the importance of building relationships and earning the trust of the community, and we heard words like disrupting and decolonizing, all of which I think are really, really important. For me personally, I had the opportunity to meet and talk with some really interesting people. I'd single out the students who are here. I had the opportunity to speak with some of you, and boy, there's terrific students with lots of insights, working on really, really cool things, and so I was really pleased about that. And of course, the people with the community-based organizations, I didn't personally talk with so many of you, but I listened to you in the workshops, and boy, there are some really intellectually sophisticated people doing terrific work out of the community. I noticed some interesting turns of phrase that I just kind of liked. I liked the phrase that Colleen and Isabel used in their workshop yesterday: people, passion, place. That was a nice one. I'll try to remember that one. I also liked Shauna's use of expose, propose, and politicize in talking about this kind of work as it relates to advocacy. And of course, I was introduced for the first time in my entire life. My life is now actually quite long. I've never heard about victimology before. I found that totally fascinating. So, you're never too old to begin to learn new things. There has been a lot of discussion, I think appropriately, about the barriers and the obstacles and the frustrations involved in doing this kind of work. Perhaps we could have talked a little bit more about the excitement in doing this kind of work. I have done this for quite a while, and I can say genuinely, I find it exciting. I find it fun. It's fun. I am, one of the lucky people in the world that has a job that I think is fun to do. It's can be, despite the obstacles and frustrations, extremely satisfying. It's satisfying particularly when a research project goes well And when we're able to do something, produce something that is of value, real genuine value to the community, or when we learn something that we didn't know before, we learn something about how things work, or we learn something about how we can bring about change. So I think, all of that should not be lost sight of, as well as the obvious obstacles and frustrations. So my hope is that those of you here who are already, the many of you already doing terrific work, will carry that on and do more of it. For those of you who are not yet involved directly in this kind of work, I hope you will become involved, and it's obvious that there are many, many opportunities, and those opportunities are going to grow, I think, as we develop further this kind of work. We do need more people, I think, doing this kind of work. So I hope that all of you have been, as I have been inspired by this conference. I firmly believe that there is a better way than what we have now. There's a better way than the hyper-individualism that characterizes Western society today. The corporate greed, I think it is greed, corporations, many individuals, defines much of what goes on in society today. The now colossal inequality that characterizes all Western societies, certainly Canada and the US. The misogyny, racism, colonialism, the enormous damage done to so many people's lives by the way we organize society today. There is a better way of living our lives together. And I think we've seen many versions of that here over the 3 days that we've had the opportunity to be together. So let's move forward from this conference with renewed passion and determination. Each of us doing our own small thing in our own way and in our own place. Working together with others. I have long believed that just one good individual can really make a difference. I firmly believe that, and that is multiplied when we work together, as this conference has shown is really happening. So I hope you've been as inspired as I have been by this conference, and let's go forward and build stronger and healthier communities, and hope that through that we can build a better world. Thank you all.